Hello, everybody. Welcome to Valheim Slow and Easy. Thank you for tuning in. It's episode 60. I'm pretty confident about that. In the last episode, we met the bears and they scared us. And then we scared them into becoming decorations, which we're now going to be playing with as we go forward. We have pendants. This one causes health regeneration. I feel like there's probably better ones, but it's the first one we've got. So we're going to head off on a bear adventure into the Black Forest. Let's first see. I just got to get some food. So I can take them on pretty well. I think if I get surprised by one, I'll probably have a hard time. But, excuse me. Those for some reason. But I think if I was like a new player, if I wasn't as advanced as I am, I'm a pretty... Still have a very long way to go to the game, but I've been playing forever. Yeah, I put this chair down right here. Let's have a seat here just to see how much fun it is to sit there. Oh yeah, good view. Good view. Nice. That's the... Oh, I see the camera's snapping around the guy. Can't even get one on here. Oh God, sorry, I'm messing up my YouTube pals. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, so welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the description for links to winners and losers. I'm also starting a couple other shows. Might even already be up. Working on a documentary. Actually hoping to do some tutorials and some other stuff because it's crap that I do all day long anyway. Might as well turn it into content and maybe teach people. That's the thing called Pixel Mover at Pixel Mover Productions. So, all right, yeah. So we're gonna go looking for bears, but let's just pick a spot. That is something else that I do when I play the game. Is I love to clear map. Maybe there's a place I can go that has some maps that need clearing. It's easy, like these little gray spots. Or why did I say gray? Kind of brown, tan colored. I don't know. I don't necessarily think I need to drive myself crazy with this. Okay, well, never mind. We're not going to do it this time. But we are going to go down to some Black Forest. There's some bunch down here. Okay, we'll set that way. We'll set off on our adventure. Actually, let's just take the shortcut here. So yeah, last episode we got a nice couple of good jump scares from the bears. Even though it had been spoiled in Steam, we still got to enjoy our first encounter. And we got to play around. See, there's one right there. See, I think these things are going to be all over the place. And there's a troll. This might be our opportunity, guys. See, that's the one I was referring to before when I said that there was one that was spawned. Let's try to sneak up. Can I make him my friend? I have honey. We all know bears love honey. These fucking crazy animals will just eat the whole freaking bee. Oh, it's a 1-star. Oh, shit. Oh, damn it. That's not the food I wanted. Fuck. That's a 1-star. Okay. Do they look different? Yeah, he's like a brown. The other ones are kind of gray, aren't they? I wonder if 2-stars are polar bears. Where's that troll? There he is. Let's see if we can get these guys to have their own little interaction. You there. Come with me. Very curious to fight the 1-star just all by myself, but why would... Oh, are you kidding? You just threw a rock and what's the matter? Come on. Now, this... Okay. I just realized this will backfire pretty bad if they don't fight. You know what I mean? That's... Here, let's just shoot it. Got him. Oh, there's my adrenaline. And the orange. Fight. Fight each other. Oh no. They're allies. I told you it was a bad idea. Shit, there's another troll. And it's a goddamn 1-star. Oh, it's a 2-star deer. What is going on around here? Good. Now I'm worried about bears everywhere. Not boars, bears. Okay. Yeah, you guys are so annoying. Did it take a while for him to explode? They've made some changes. Okay. Let's see if I can just dodge. Okay, looks like they're... For God's sakes. Stupid deer. Alright, well, my stamina's terrible. Hey! Gotcha. Okay. Lucky dodge. What a freaky animal. I can't believe they don't fight the trolls. Pow! Give me your meat. Okay. 5. Did I get... What is that? A bear paw. Am I really... Okay. Get 2 paws. Love it. 8, 4. No head. It's alright. Okay, now we can go kill this troll. And, I wonder if I'm ever going to get a bigger inventory. I feel like that's got to be a thing at some point. I don't... So did my pendant kick in? Does it have a reset? I guess it resets when your adrenaline goes down. Okay. Alright, alright. They're learning. I wonder if it's, nice butt. Nice booty. They're strong in their backsides like that because they don't have sit-down toilets. They just squat. All right, let's head to the chest over here. We'll drop off a bunch of stuff. Okay. So they get aggressive at your stuff, man. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll figure out what pendant is best. That's certainly going to come up again. But we have a lot of black forest this way, so we're just going to keep it moving. You know what? I'm going to go get rested. I know I'm being tedious, but since we're going to make a long run here. Sorry. Grab my stuff. Yeah, whatever. Okay. I promised bear hunting. We've already done some. A 1-star. I was saying in the last episode about wanting to build some woodworking stuff. I want to build these like shelving things. And kind of part of the idea is that because it hurts my hands and I sort of struggle with everything, will my intention or the idea, just grab the bear paw, put the other bear stuff over here, is to kind of still make something very pretty and artistic that people appreciate, that looks cool, but sort of let the asynchronicity, I don't even know if those are the right word, if that's the right word, of the mismatched wood pieces, like take like boards and say like, okay, out of these 6 or 5, I'm going to make a shelf thing. And then each one becomes unique because it's its own sort of puzzle. And okay, we're rested up. Back over here to the bear grounds. Gonna grab a little bit more food. Stock up on my fish. And that's kind of what I did with the shelf that's sitting there in the shot over here. And then one thing I really love is the I can do different types of joinery. I'm not an expert by any stretch of it, like dovetails and those sorts of things. Although I think it would be fun to sort of develop that skill, and you know, it would get easier. You do get better with practice, but the using dowels, not just as a way to add mechanical strength and using glue. Like instead of a screw, you use like a peg. You can make your own dowels. And I have a dowel maker that I built myself. You just have to, I used oak. And, okay, so we're just going to gather stuff. Mushrooms and blueberries and bear meat. We're just a fur trapper, like the voyageurs of northern Minnesota and southern Canada and eastern seaboard. And the dowel joinery is really cool because it's you can hide it too, but you can let it be visible. I got to show it to you, but it's got a bunch of crap on it. But it's like sort of like you can flush up the dowel to then be part of the way it looks. And so you can kind of incorporate that into its both function and form. Oh yeah, so I made my own dowel maker, which is you just need to take a square, you drill a hole. I used oak because it's a firm, strong wood. A softer wood would not do great, but come on, bears. Let's put out some bear food. Honey. There's gotta be bears up in the snow, right? Wouldn't that make sense? It's not like bears are shy about snow. They're frickin' polar bears. I did actually die one of these times that you didn't see. I got killed by a level 1 wolf. I was in my other clothing, the ninja costume, because it runs fast, but I was being reckless and stupid. Yeah. All right. So keep an eye out for bears. Just gonna kind of work our way up and down here. Let's just run up into the snow for a stretch here. See if rooms. So yeah, the dowels are kind of a fun thing, and so you make them yourself. You need a. I guess they don't have to be perfectly sized, but you know you need a nicely drilled hole. I don't have a drill press. Drill presses are great. Make a big difference, but everything is either a bear or a log. Yeah, there's a fire up there that I lit. Okay. Show yourself, bear. Oh, there's a troll. Boom. That's got to be annoying. Sitting there and just shot in the forehead by an arrowman. Come on. It's hard to fight on the slope because that doesn't line up. Bonk. Come on. Like, I'll keep their stuff, but I really only want the coins. Precious coins. See you. See blueberries. And I think that's a plausible amount of work I could probably do with my wrists, depending. We'll see. The first few will be an experiment because I've done some woodworking with my wrists as they are, and I haven't been super careful. I mean, in terms of bandage or braces and tightening up, and it hurts. I still it lasts. I could feel it for a couple of days after like 2 hours of woodworking. So annoying, so goddamn annoying. Literally couldn't have done anything worse. And I think I had brought some cartilage damage from all the computer usage I've done over the years into the situation. But to then go and get a job where you're holding vibrating tools like angle grinders and sanders and all kinds of other, mainly those two things, for hours and hours on end, just was like you couldn't do worse to wreck your wrists, especially the left one, man. It's devastating. So that's fun. Come on, bear. And they're friends with the locals. That's not cool. Seems like there's more stuff to pick. I don't know. But nevertheless, I do want to try. I think with some care, I can maybe still manage to make some cool stuff and use up all this wood I've got. It's very much like this Valheim world I'm living in here. I just have boxes of crap, and I'm precious about not using it because it's too good. I have all this. It's mostly oak and walnut, and you can combine those. You can make something that has both of them. But okay, copper. Oh, I do have it marked. I assume the adrenaline must taper off. Yeah. So I wonder if that sort of rewards aggression. Like the harder you go, it cranks up your adrenaline, kind of like every Jason Statham movie. And anyway, I got to wrap up my thought about the dowels. Is that um, even if there's a gap, it's kind of cool that you can have the dowels bridging the gap. Like I want to have like the dowels not just visible where they're flushed to the surface of something, as because it's you drill a hole, you butt up two pieces and you drill a hole or you line up the hole. It's kind of tricky to get it right, but um, I sort of have this vision of the dowels also being sort of like large and like maybe half buried in the wood in an artistic kind of manner, where like and then shaped and sanded to look nice and feel nice to the touch. I sort of like building these all this woodworking stuff. I sort of always imagine it being like inviting, like the candle holder stuff. I just sort of want people to pick it up. I want it to have this like appealing touch kind of quality to it. Not that that's necessarily but man, this is some steep ass terrain here, huh? And yeah, so to make your own dowels, you know, you got to have a solid block. That's right. I built this spot here. This one, way early. Way early. This is super early. Wow. All right, we can dump off some of this crap. Nice. Yeah. So many blueberries. And so yeah, so you have different sizes of dowels that you need. But then so on one end it comes out the finished dowel of the block of wood, and on the other end is where you insert. You kind of got, and I'm sure there's smarter ways to do it, but you sort of have to size down wood that's square. It's got angles. I just heard something hit. Got to make sure I'm ready to fight here. Can't believe I haven't found one. Okay, got air fallings. Now they'll definitely fight the bears. I gotta hope, right? If they're friends with the. Come get me, you sneaky little bastards. I'm just hoping to see a bear. Join me, boys. Or girls. We're fighting bears. I mean, you're fighting bears. You're my unpaid interns. Oh, this is not good. Bear. The whole place where I was fighting them before just couldn't get away from the frickin' things. Bears? Hello, bears? If this is a bear hunting video with no bears to hunt, then I owe everybody a written apology. Here's one. Okay, good. Hey. Come on. Come with me. Here we go. Are they fighting? Yes. I think. Yeah. Where's the other two, though? I'm rooting. I think the bear's got this one here. Although it's because it's a spear throwing dude. He doesn't even attack up close. I like that he retains his sense of humor even during all this stressful time. It is a good stress reliever, actually. Well, we know how that one ended. All right. I'm looking for the other fallings. That's why I'm running around. That living guy there is evidence that the... There he is. Oh no, now the bear's healing. I can't, it's hard to fight on the slopey spot. I'm just hoping to see the fallings. That's why I'm running. Oop, I heard one. Come get me. Okay, good. They're down there. Hitting them with a club. Maybe a group of fallings can take down a bear. Oh, shit. Now there's 4? There we go. Now we're in it. Dude, that guy just smoked your buddy. Don't waste your time on me. You guys had the numbers. This is fun. Yes, yes, fight. Fight for daddy's joy. I'm on the TikTok. I gotta finish talking about dowels. I guess you could do square dowels, but a dowel, if you don't really know, is just like a cylinder of wood. There's a thing called biscuits, and it's a type of like internal dowel thing where you have a biscuit cutter that cuts a slot. It's sort of like a flattened type of dowel or joinery. There you go. And I'll mop up. There we go. Give me your head. Oh, look at the poor guy roll. Give me a head. Give me a head. I just have too much crap now. Okay, yeah. So you got to size down your thing. So on one end of the dowel maker is the hole that it comes out, and then the other end is like kind of a tapered hole that's bigger. So you have to sort of size your input piece to fit into the bigger sort of tapered opening, and you sort of prop it up so that it fits inside your drill, into the chuck of your drill that holds it. And I wonder if actually I do have some handheld drills, some old timey ones. Oh, there's Odin hanging out. Hey, Odin, really making a mess of the place there, buddy. These guys, calm down. And what am I trying to say? It's really satisfying. And so the way it works though is that you have to carefully line up the hole with slightly in touch with the edge of the piece. I didn't do a good job explaining what I just trying to say here. So it has to be close to one of the planes of the block. I could dig it out and show you one of these days. But what that allows you to do is clamp a chisel up against the to the block. So you have to be really careful. You have to get it at just kind of the right angle. And this way you have a hole that has tapered on one end, output on the other end. That's the dowel size. And if you set it up just right, the chisel serves as kind of like the way like a pencil sharpener has the blade, and you twist the pencil and the shavings come out because it's sort of touching the blade on the edge. That's almost exactly it. Just a bit of a beefier version of that, I guess. And you can kind of do it as a homemade thing. And it can be a little bit rough too, but if you get it, and then you get like a circular piece of wood comes squirting out the other end, a little bit like Play-Doh, even though it's wood. So it shaves off the edge, the side of it that's roughed out, that fits into the taper, and then by the time it goes through, it gets cut up by the chisel and then rounded off. And then you can use that to make your super cool shelf thingies, which you then will sell at hyperinflated prices because you've just suffered through 3 weeks of recovering from horrible cartilage pain in your wrists in order to try to make a living and justify your right to exist and eat food. And yeah, so I don't know. Keep an eye out for that. Yeah, I mean, if that is the idea, and I don't know, maybe it'll be like a fun something. I don't know. I kind of just like giving stuff away. The whole money part of it is just so fucking humiliating for everybody. Like I think when we finally move past money as a species, when we finally mature beyond this scourge, this poison, we'll look back on it as humiliation, a tool for social control and embarrassment. What's going on in here? Have they updated some of this stuff? I wonder. All right, how are we doing on time here? I am getting a bit tired. But we're bear hunting. Sorry, I'm trying to be. It'd be cool if like one of the upgrades or some sort of potion you can get will would help you like detect animals or somehow like increases that sort of stuff, not just changes some of your modifiers for your battle stats. Oh, some shit went down over here, huh? Okay, skeletons. I know the bears do fight the skeletons. That's nice to know. But I really like having the kind of there's the troll. I like having the joinery sort of visible. I sort of enjoy that. And I also want to make boxes similar. Not that I'm going to replicate this design, although I actually do kind of want to model it. I've shared with this before. First, I have a Pee Wee Herman. Am I not recording? Is it frozen? Hang on. Have I been frozen? Audio? Yeah, look, my character. I'm not moving in the camera here. Hold on. Look at that. Is face cam frozen? Deactivate. Activate. Sorry. I'm going to. Well, I mean, I'll make a decision when I edit, but. Did I lose the USB? No. It's got a light. I was just going to show you all my little box. Oh, Valheim crashed. Shit. I should have frozen. I fucking should have saved it. Ugh. Fuck. Okay. Well, when did it save? All right. Let me turn off OBS. Okay. Well, we're back. I had to restart OBS. The camera's working again. Yep. There's my hand moving. And I think we probably lost some game progress. I woke up in my bed. That's disconcerting. See if I have any bear stuff. Yeah, no bear stuff. Ah, all that for nothing? I mean, it wasn't for nothing. It's obviously for the liking and the subscribing. What the heck, man? That's annoying. Shit. All right, well, let's get rested. We got like 15-ish more minutes or so for this playthrough, for this video. I usually shoot for 45. Yeah. I think I would have had bear crap on me if I would have counted. Well, let's go see if that level 1 bear is still down there by the water. At least we know we can murder that thing. And then I don't know if I like running around on that steep spot, so maybe we'll just go to a different area. But, well, this is a drag. All right. So we got stuff. We got we got bone mass coming up soon. Okay. All right. Well, dang it. As I was saying, this box is awesome. I wanted to show you my Pee Wee Herman thing. Oh, maybe before I do Pee Wee Herman, we should have some awareness of our surroundings in order to avoid death. Get it, my elbow. I have this little like elbow holder thingy. Okay. Nope. No bear. Well, all right. Shit. Okay. Let's just go back. What a bummer. Yeah, so Pee Wee Herman coaster. But this tray is, or this is a box I built out of, this was wood from it was a drawer, some kind of dresser that I took off the street. Sorry, I gotta get out of this freaking spot here. Let's go up to the canal. This will be bear hunting. And actually you can see the little circle? That's a dowel that I built. And hang on. See that rock right there? That just looks like a bear shape. I hate that the bears are like the same size and shape as these rocks because now everything looks like a fucking bear. Okay, so I like this design though. It has kind of a sort of a see-through, right? And I sort of shaped down the sides. That gives it a nice little character. It doesn't really seamlessly close up, you know. So this just is one thing I sort of messed around with, different angles. But the dowel sticks out. See the little peg? And it's tapered. And I have it fits into a hole. Nice little box. And this hole and the dowel match. And now it's not like set up. This is design flaw, but it's not like it's perfect. I was just sort of winging it as I was going. But I like that it sort of swings. And it sort of stays in there. It's an oak dowel. But like it'd be kind of cool if these like, you know, you see like the four sort of peggy things. I want to kind of come up with a thing, and you could just do a flat butt to butt, like flat surface to flat surface. But I sort of want to come up with a way where it sort of locks itself down. Maybe you have to lift it a little bit, or even if it just sort of slides open. It's never going to work on this because it's not designed for it. But like where you have like it closes up snug, looks cool, and then just open the box. You just swing the lid open like that, and I like that a lot. And one thing I like about this design is kind of fun. I have a peanut butter jar filled with sauce packets. You could call it a sauce packet jar because look, yoink. Want to see it again? Look, let's do one more sauce packet. Ready? And then you can say, honey, bring me the sauce packet box. And your honey goes, you got it, honey. Here comes the sauce packet box. And then they go like this and they slide it open. Whoop. And you look inside and you have marital bliss until one of you watches the other one die. That's a Louis C.K. joke. Okay. All right. Well, we did it. So it's a cool box though. I really like the kind of, I guess you'd call these facets. That's a jewelry term, I think, right? Like diamond facets. It's not just diamonds, but and then different sort of shapes to the lid, and the angles are pretty satisfying. The bottom is very nicely made, smooth to touch, feels good. And then but I really like, I want to come up with some sort of swinging thing that kind of intuitively makes opening it. Oh, there's one. So yeah, that's it. I was going to sneak up behind the damn thing, but boom. Yeah. You don't own me. You don't know what my childhood was like. That was fun. Only one bear paw? Maybe you only get one, and you get two from the level 2s or level 1s, the 1 stars. And maybe a 2-star gets you 3 paws. I mean, honestly, it'd be weird if you got more than 4. What kind of bear has a spare tire? They don't do it. I'm feeling weird right now. Sorry, I'm fucking with my hand, just feeling weird. Did I? Oh, I see. Sorry. The mouse has profile switcher in it. Oh shit! These guys are all over the place. Okay. Give me that. Give me that. All right. See, look, we've got 2. Still gonna find out if they fight each other. Which I feel like that'll be more likely something we'll kind of discover on accident. Meaning, we'll kind of have to kite one around. If we do it on purpose, it's possible. It's a bummer that the Grey Dwarfs don't fight the bears, because that would give it away, too. Just like you'd hear some sort of battling going on. Yes, we are recording. Good. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of the woodworking sort of notions. I want to do like little boxes with dowels, and then like little shelving things with dowels, and then just let it develop, because I can't not sort of think of new, kind of more creative sort of stuff as I get into things. Here's a boat, right? We're sitting on a boat. Sitting on the dock of the bay. Okay, boat. But we're at a barrier. All right, so we're going to stick to... The other thought I was having that I started to say before was about TikTok. And I've managed to land on some... The algorithm has figured out that I like watching women complain about their dating lives. I don't think I'm the majority of the demo, but there's a lot of strong feelings, not just about dating precisely, but about men and encountering men and dating men and finding men to date and giving up on dating. I'm talking about from the woman's perspective, and these are usually women in their 30s and 40s, I'm pretty sure. And I am so far off the notion of even getting close to a date. Even my fat guy pants, I'm too fat to wear. Not that should prevent me necessarily, but I ain't feeling real good these days. Oh, hold on, let me put my wrist braces on so we can go at it. I feel so sad. Yeah, but I do have an interest in... I mean, it's kind of these human stories and little glimpses, but people really do get... And then there's like a whole genre. That's not necessarily the right wording, but women who are like divorcing. And of course, that's an interest. People have every right to tell their... I mean, when I say right, I just mean like, why wouldn't that be a topic of conversation? Because it's inherently kind of fascinating and dramatic and relatable. But there's some who are going through some scary stuff, and they're not divorced yet, or they're not even safe. You know what I mean? Like, they're like talking about their husband, and like, there was this one, and she's like, "Yeah, so I'm at the airport. I just left, and and just got some kid recording a fucking TikTok." What's that growl? Oh, that's a troll. And then people in the comments are supportive. I like to see that. So, like, I wonder if you can be tactical, where you work up your adrenaline on those small dudes. Um, there are other parts of the algorithm that I get is anti-capitalist stuff, people talking about politics and lefty politics and online news, and it's anti-capitalism commentary, and that's all looking pretty awful. America's, or the world is definitely going to do the smoke the whole pack of sociopaths and capitalism. We're certainly going to not just intelligently shift away from this system. Instead, we're going to drink up every bit of toxic poison we can and hope that the species makes it through the other side. Okay, I'm losing track of my map here. So let's head back down along the water. I wonder if the bears will play with the water. Do they come down to the shoreline? I'll be curious if there's a trend or a pattern to the way where they like to hang out. If I could somehow set stuff up that attracts them, like food and berries. Come on, one more. My ego. I mean, I've had bad dates. I've certainly gone out with people back in the days. It's been at least 5 or 6 years since I've even had anything close to a date. Man, what a real waste of most of my life. Most of the last decade. But I had a time period in my 20s and the early 30s where, although I wasn't necessarily doing great in terms of health, I mean, I was much healthier than I am now, but I still had some issues. I was still, a decade away from learning what autism was, and I had some hearing some growls. So I want to hear the frickin' bears growling, like from kind of far away. I hate that they're just sort of like, you just got to kind of stumble onto one. But I had some fun times. I had some fun times in Chicago on some dates. Well, when I see the TikTok ladies talking, my ego says like, I bet I would be a good date. I'm a good date when it's good chemistry. I'm fun. I listen. I'm curious. I'll stick my head up your booter right there and wait for you to explode coins all over my purse. You don't need this guy's crap. Get rid of this stuff. Just cause I'm just gonna put a box down. We'll find it eventually. Dude, like it is nice when it works. It is nice when things click. But I feel so sorry for everybody who's just like, God, these guys are just... One big part of the dating thing that I see is what your politics are. There's been some studies too about that. Women definitely aren't, at least the kind that I'm finding in the algorithms, but like there's also been studies that separated from the algorithm stuff. That is very what's the stuff I should keep? Yeah, it's fine. Anyway. Okay. Younger men, I don't know the right demographics. I'm not going to get this correct, but men skew towards conservative, but like young women especially don't. Their rights are under assault. I find it abhorrent. I absolutely revile what's happening and taking away anybody's rights, particularly around their own right to their own bodily autonomy. That just fills me with existential rage that this people have the temerity to tell someone what to do with their body. Oh man, other than wash that ice cream off so we can... Wait, I'm trying to make a joke. without getting banned. No, but it's just god damn it. But it's a big thing, like the hidden conservative for a lot of women that are talking on TikTok, you know, where they like date somebody for a while or they are flat out lied to. But many of them seem to insist on learning how their person they're dating voted, and then men get defensive. You know, they want to hide who they voted for, or not reveal the extent of their conservative beliefs. And you know, if you find someone who shares your beliefs, that's great. Go ahead, harmonize. Or if it doesn't bother you, but a lot of people are bothered by someone who believes that you shouldn't have the same rights as they have, or that you support someone who has committed all sorts of horrible things against others, especially against women. But you know, and I just want to be like, yo, I'm not, because so they go through like trying to learn if this is someone that resonates with their own you know, politics and beliefs. Just summarizing it as politics almost sounds dismissive. I don't know if that's the right word, but I totally get it. I don't think you're in any way wrong. I mean, whatever your deal is for someone you like. Maybe you will like somebody who has different politics, and that's your kink. Not that every taste in a partner is kink, but you know, if that's if that matters to you, and I think it's kind of nuts if it doesn't matter, but you know, also if it. So, but I want to sort of get into the dating world and be like, yo, really lefty. I'm so lefty. I'm making a documentary about unionizing my workplace. Let's go. There's one. Let's go bear hunting. They look like giant raccoons. I do like that the level ones are pretty identifiable, though. Did you see me? They sort of fall over when they miss, kind of. Just gotta keep swinging. Nice. Come on, give me a head. So we got one head off the first bear. You know, I want to be like, hilarious. Come on now. Great cooking skill. Don't get me started on cornbread. I mean, I want you to get me started on cornbread so I can go into one of my special interests, which is your favorite cornbread. Yeah. So anyway, those are some thoughts. All right, I think we're kind of nearing an end. Let's do a little bit more running. We might have gone over an hour. We got tripped up by the thing freezing. Camera's still good? Yep, okay. Kind of want to change these lights I got. The lights behind me. There. I like when they're red. They're scheduled. I've already talked about this. Sorry if I'm repeating, but they're. I was changing them with one of those apps, and I also had like a app-based timer on some lights too. And then I kind of got it into my head, and I haven't really fully researched it. But it's just that running these things through your router, I just kind of got paranoid, even though the data privacy of just a standard Google browser, you know, a standard Chrome session is probably way worse. But it did kind of strike me as a security breach. I don't know. I just got uncomfortable with it. So I took off the timer thingy. And these lights are programmed through an app. Very common. I'm sure you might have had it yourself. and but I still had the same feeling about it. So I deleted the app, but the lights are still sort of on a timer. But the timer's only going if, or when I say timer, like I think they changed to red at like noon, but they have to be on or something. So like in order for them to go red, I have to have turned them on before they change. So I never really know when they're going to turn red. Like these I turned on today, obviously much well past noon, and then they were blue for that kind of like, yeah. But maybe the app isn't as bad as I think, but I do sort of want to look into getting different lights that I can just manually change, or even if it's just those little remotes. You know, those little remotes that kind of suck. God, man, it's just trolls everywhere. Yeah, the bears are going to be an issue when they're just sort of quiet. You know, like I'm having a battle with some stuff and I'm weakened, and then all of a sudden there's some stupid bear jumping in on my business. It'd be cool if they were Care Bears. You know, cute little fuzzy little things with symbols on their bellies. What an amazing animal, though. When you go around looking at nature, sometimes you see videos of bears having a fight. Boy. Of course, my toxic trait is I think I could probably break up a bear fight. Hey, stop! Come on, what do you mean? No. But they're yeah, this one video. This is gonna get a little bit grisly, to use a word. These brown bears were going at it real rough. Big boys having a go. Stubborn testosterone. And pretty evenly matched, but they were shredding each other. This one had this big old slab of like, you know, fur skin hanging off its back butt, off its side, and get out of here, birds. Come on. There's also these towns. What's this little structure? That have like Draugr spawners. Good lord. Skeletons and the boars have a ancient feud. So there's like these little villages where these Draugrs are spawning inside houses. And I feel like I could like get into there and like build around and build like a park. You know, take out the houses and set it up so that the spawners are like part of some kind of machine, you know, not machine, but you know, like a designed resource gathering thingy. That'd be fun. Come on, one more bear. Give me another bear. Yeah, man, I'd be so annoying about being a lefty. I'm like, yo, don't worry, I'll tell you who I voted for, and I'll tell you why I was pissed off that I had to vote for these people. I vote in the primaries. Mushrooms? Oh, well, that's like, oh, I see. Okay. And actually, one other thing that's a factor right now is I have crappy earphones, and I mean, I'm using this white iPhone Apple earbuds that are kind of uncomfortable because I can't hear. I think I need to get a better mixing board to do this. I'm not getting game audio in the good headphones. That's for my voice. I might even be able to flip that, but so maybe they are a bit easier to detect with audio, with hearing, if I can play the game with the better headphones, which is what I use when I'm not doing recording. So that's plausible. Come on. You know, there's the hunting where you walk around and look for shit, and then there's hunting where you sit still and wait for stuff to walk by. So it probably makes sense sometimes just to slow down a little. Come on. I like that they eat blueberries, though. I mean, I think there's some... There might be something fun to do with feeding them. Okay, we're going to head back real quick. I don't even know where that is. We're going to go north towards the canal. We're sort of in the middle of nowhere. All right, well, maybe we'll save what I was just about to do. But like the thought I just had is that I have like a quarry that is very open because I've cleared a lot of trees up yonder at a spot. And I'm just kind of thinking that maybe that's a good spot because they'll spawn and they'll be a lot easier to spot. But we're not near that right now, I don't think. It's like pretty far away. Okay. So, all right. Well, I guess we'll say goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this this episode. We talked in the last couple about woodworking and design stuff, dowels, dating, bear murder. So, you know, overall, nice topics. Come on. Come on. Show yourself, bear. Turn around and there's one just like right there. Yep. All right. Like one of these rocks has to be a bear. This is what I keep thinking. I hate that they were roughly the same size and color. So anyway, that's great. Hope you're having a nice time. Take care of yourself. Don't forget that you need to feel okay to be okay. Don't feel guilty if you need to take time away from the internet and the news and your phone, and things are pretty rough and pretty scary. You can always take a few deep breaths. You can always just sit with your thoughts for a little bit. Sit with your patience. I've been trying to meditate a bit more, barely doing it, but I have been through phases where I do it a bit more. It does seem to, you know, cool things down from in my stormy brain a little bit. So, and some reading, hopefully too. Ah, what a time, man. Fuck. God damn it. Okay. Good night. I probably won't be in this spot when you see me again. I'm probably going to get back to the base or something. I don't know. Bye.